where we're more than just a podcast, we're a family. Go ahead and take some deep breaths, baby. You're safe here. Self-love, confidence, acceptance, and growth. Welcome home. Welcome to Probably Late to Something. Hi babies! Welcome back to another episode of Probably Late to Something. For those of you that are on YouTube, do you see a difference in the lighting? For the past few weeks, I've been struggling so much with this lighting, and it was making me feel so defeated because like the first couple times that I filmed, I just had it all right. Like obviously I had problems with the microphone and the recording and whatnot, but the lighting was fine. And then after I started overthinking everything and like just getting into my own head about it, I finally figured it out. So I'm just so freaking happy. That just goes to show a few seasons ago, I talked about that book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And in that, he talked about this poet that was like a total drunk, just a total screw up, fuck up. People loved his writings, but people hated him because he was just all over the place, completely blowing his money in debt, just a total fucking mess. And he was so famous. His art and his work or his poems were so famous and everyone loved that. So the author of that book was basically like, stop fucking trying so hard. The minute you stop trying to, be someone you're not or try so hard on some things, you might find success. So I gave up on the lighting and then boom, I found it just literally on accident. Like I had just done a little bit different and it completely changed like my setup and it completely changed like the vibe that I am feeling even now in this podcast episode. So I also wanted to just thank you guys for being here, and obviously don't not give a fuck about anything, but don't give so many fucks that it just completely overwhelms you and it makes you feel like you're trapped and stuck in, a bad space. But I also want to go ahead and start off with a nice deep breath for my beautiful babies. Okay. And here we go. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Hi, honey. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How's your day been? How was your night? How was this week? How was last week? Did you guys enjoy the challenges? Did you guys check in on yourselves? Give yourself a big hug right now. You're exactly where you need to be, and you're oh so very, very loved. Everything's okay. Let your worries just slowly release them. Release them and give them to the higher power. Give them to the universe. Just relax. Be here with yourself. You are a-okay, my loves. I hope last week, speaking of last week in the challenge, how was it? Did you guys do it? It's okay if you missed a few days, but that workout challenge that is still on my website, of course, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I mean, it was something very light just to kind of show people that you don't have to just like jump into heavy workouts and just going crazy. And I know how intimidating the gym can be, especially with those like super beefy guys. I mean, it's scary. I remember one time I pulled up at the gym and then walked out. Like literally pulled up at the gym and walked out immediately and went back to my car because there were so many people and I was so overwhelmed. And like, it was when I first started like taking the gym seriously and I didn't even go in. And I was like upset about it for a second. And then I was like, whatever, I'll go tomorrow. But like little things like that, it's not about just starting off at the fucking top. It's like taking little baby steps to get there. So I hope you guys were just nice to yourself. And then if you didn't get every day done, that's okay. That is okay. But I had a lot of fun making it and I would love to do a week 2. So let me know down below if you want me to do a week 2. But I also wanted to talk about something because in this episode, I really want to get into energy, as a woman, the energy that you hold that most of us aren't even aware of, and I'm going to talk about something that might be a little weird for some of you guys. That's masturbation. I said it. I said it. Masturbation. Oh my God, I said it again. That's freaking crazy. So I hope you guys just, listen with like an open mind. And this is a safe space. It's not going to be weird. It's not going to be like pressuring. It's just talking about the body. Because I think a lot of the times people get it so fucked up, feminine energy is so powerful and beautiful and strong, and it has been completely like morphed into something that people view as like dirty. Loving your body and being confident in yourself means that you're cocky and too much and you have too high standards and no one's gonna want you, and like touching your body and like getting to know yourself is considered being a whore. It's very misconstrued nowadays, and I really want to talk about that. And I kind of started thinking about that earlier today when I was scrolling through TikTok, and this girl, I'm so bad with the names. I'm sorry, guys. I want to give people the credit, and I want to like literally give you guys the names. She's the girl that did all the get ready with me to work at Hooters. She's like a short little white girl with like blonde hair, and now she has like pink tips at the ends, and she's super adorable. I like her. I like her energy. She's like a little Barbie, and I like that. She's doing her thing. But so she was with this one guy, I guess, for a little bit, and apparently they were never dating. Who cares, right? It's just drama, whatever. But so she posted this video of a new guy, and she's saying that this is her boyfriend. And, I don't care. Do what you want. Be happy. Whatever. It's none of my business. But of course, I go into the comments, and what do I see? Everyone bashing her. Like, of course, that girl has another boyfriend. Boyfriend of the week, boyfriend of the month. Like, mind your fucking business. I get if the way that someone lives their life isn't the way that you would live yours, but it's not your place to speak on it, And what is that just like bashing of a woman? Like if she can pull more than you can, why are you that's the reason that you're hating, actually. She has options and you feel that you don't. I mean, when you are hating on someone, I say this all the time, it is just a reflection of how you feel about yourself. If you can stick your head so far up someone else's ass and like get involved in their life and in their business when you have nothing to do with that person, I mean, that is just sad and embarrassing. It's like the haters don't understand that, like, they don't look good. You don't look good when you hate. Like, if you are hating, it's just embarrassing. And it just shows that you're not fucking happy. But I saw that and I was like, what the fuck? That makes me so mad. Because people used to say that about me too. And for me, I was all about tasting all the flavors of the rainbow. Okay. Like I had to experience, you date so that you know what you like and what you don't like. And I don't think you should be shamed on that. I just think it's so stupid, and it makes people just feel like they have to act a certain way. Like, you have to date a certain way. You have to carry yourself a certain way. And like, fuck that. Who's making these rules? Probably fucking men, literally men. Like, men say it all the time. Like, well, a girl that's been tossed around, like how many people have you been with, sir? It's either 0 or a billion. And it's just so fucking two-sided. And on TikTok now, you see all these women talking about dark energy and balancing their femininity. And I think that's so fucking amazing, because more women need to discover that. I always say that women have so much more power than they understand. So I'm telling you right now, you have more power than you even know. Women run the fucking world, believe it or not. Like, even in a relationship, I'm not saying that women have to boss around their husbands, but like, if you build that strength and beauty in you, I mean, it's crazy how many people bow down. It's actually insane. So we need to start setting our own like viewpoints of ourselves way fucking higher. I'm tired of girls saying like, oh, like, I texted him and he didn't text me back. So then I triple messaged him and then he still didn't text me back. So does that mean he's not into me? Yes, honey. Yes, it fucking does. Oh, like, he didn't get me a birthday present. We've been talking for 3 months. Like, should I be upset about that, or is that fine? No, honey, it's not fine. He's a fucking dickhead. Like, why are we sitting there asking all these silly fucking questions when we should know better? We should know better. At the end of the day, it doesn't mean like, okay, if someone does one thing and like you can't communicate it and you can't talk about it, but a lot of the times men will show you that they don't give a fuck. And I was asking Ben the other night some questions. I was like, can you answer some questions that the girlies have so that I can tell them the true secrets of what goes on behind a fucking male's brain? And he always talks about it. And I always talk about desperativity. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, I know that that's not a word, but it is now because I've created it and I stick by it and I stand by it. And I think that it's a better word than any other word. So anyways, Ben talks about it too. Like he said, like, you know, men do not like someone that's desperate. They don't. Like, don't just throw yourself at them. Be completely available. You know, you don't have to play the games truthfully, because I never played games. If I like someone, I'd walk up and be like, I like you want to go out? Like, I was very bold when it came to that, just because I feel like you're really a fool to not want to date me. Like, what? Are you serious? You must be dumb. Anyways, so like, I am a firm believer that desperativity just completely just fucks you up. Like, why do you even feel like you need the attention? Like, I get it. People look for outside validation all the time. We're taught it like since we were children, but I'm here to tell you that you don't. The only validation that you need is from yourself. Okay. So cultivate that beautiful fucking powerful energy and keep that. Do not let anyone taint that. Don't let anyone fucking hold it and then smash it. Like, what the fuck? No. Go away. Just simply vanish. I'm over it. I'm done with it. But he also said that a lot of times people always ask me, like, how long is the talking stage? Like, how long until you guys should be dating and yada, yada, yada. Honey. If a man, and this is literally words from Ben, the most manly man, literally, like, honestly, some toxic masculinity in there for sure, but that's a story for another time. He literally said, if a man is into you, you will know. Men are like, I don't know what he said specifically, but he was like, men are chasers. They are hunters. They are, you know, like you could just picture Ben saying that. But he was like, yeah, men are chasers. You know, they want to chase a woman, you know, and a lot of the times we can sit there and be like, oh, he, you know, just forgot to text me before bed. This happened to me like a few times with someone that I shouldn't have even like literally vomit in my mouth. But you know, you sit there and you're like, he just fell asleep. He didn't text me. I asked that to Ben. He's like, there was a point when he was awake. There's a point when he was awake and he could have texted you, but he just didn't because it wasn't important to him. And Ben basically said that literally if a guy is into you, he's going to make excuses to talk to you. And that right there is so fucking important. If a man is into you, he's going to make excuses to talk to you. He's going to make excuses. Okay, so if he's sitting there and he's leaving your Snapchats undelivered for, 30 hours, come on, honey. You need to raise that standard because you deserve so much fucking better. But the standard is to the fucking floor. I mean, it's below the floor. We get a text back and we're like, woohoo, fuck that. Burn that text back. Burn it up, let it shrivel up and fucking die. We're not accepting that shit. And it's so interesting because the minute a woman embodies like her full potential and reaches that like badass fucking villain era, men hate it. They hate it so much. But you know what men that is? Those are the men that have teeny weenies and are so fragile because that one time in third grade, someone rejected them that they can't handle a powerful woman. Like don't date a bad bitch if you can't handle it. Don't date a bitch. And they want to date women that aren't aware of the power that they hold because that means they don't have to treat them the way that they know they should be treating them. Okay? And it's so weird to see how many men are so disrespectful towards women, even though they came from a woman. I mean, it's astonishing. Like, how are you going to go out there calling girls sluts, whores, you're ugly anyways, blah, 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 and not understand that you came from a woman? She held you in her stomach for 9 months and then birthed you and looked at you and said, that's my baby boy. That's my baby boy. He's going to grow up into such a man one day. And then you grow up into a little bitch. I mean, that is crazy. I guess I shouldn't say bitch because like bitches are powerful. A little, oh my God, I was going to say a little pussy, but pussies are powerful too. What the heck is happening? A little dick. There we go. I'm going to stick by that one because that one was strong, honey. That was strong. But yeah, I also wanted to talk about like there's that like dark feminine guide. I have no idea what they're talking about. I didn't actually download a guide. I feel like it's just like in my soul. Like you just gotta tap into that. You just gotta reach down there and you just gotta grab it. Like, how am I gonna be a bad bitch today? But I think a big part of it, honestly, is masturbation. It just is. Literally, it's simple as that. And I don't mean to make anyone feel uncomfortable. But when I did a TikTok video recently and I was like, oh, you know, when we masturbate, and everyone was like, what? What are you talking about? I've never done that. I remember one of my friends, she had never masturbated. Ever. One time. But she had just lost her like virginity. And I'm like, this is what I won't understand about women ever, or like why this is a thing. How the fuck are you going to let someone drive your boat when you haven't even touched the fucking wheel? I mean, I'm baffled. I'm genuinely baffled. Like, how are you going to allow someone to touch your body and get to know the most intimate parts of you when you don't even know them? I mean, it doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense. Okay? Your body is a masterpiece, and people don't just deserve to have access to it. You know, I know when I was younger, I thought it was so cool to like have sex and like, you know, lose your virginity. You know, you're a cool, hot girl. No, I mean, I don't regret anything that I did, but I put myself through a lot of situations that now later in my life, I have to heal from, because it's really affected the way I view, you know, sex and intimacy, because I did it so wrong. And, you know, you can get so in your head about like, oh, I'm going to be sexy, that you literally take away your sexiness. You know, sexiness comes from confidence. It comes from loving every part of yourself and realizing that you are fucking that bitch. You are that bitch, you know, every part of yourself. And I know also I'm going to talk about it because people will get weird about it. Discharge is fucking real, and it's normal. Okay, it's normal. Unless there is like a dark green tint to it, or there's like extra, and there's like a super deep stench, like a sour stench, or, you know, a like fishy stench, that means that you probably have BV, which also I don't hear anyone talk about, but BV, and you can get boric acid pills that you can just shove up there anytime it gets a little bit like, and it literally just balances that pH balance. But a lot of girls have BV and they do not know it, especially if you live in like humid areas, you work out in thongs all the time, you know what I mean? You're in those leggings, like tight pants. It can just happen, and it's not weird, you know, it's not ew, gross, especially like when you're having sex and you're, you know, it's different. Like a penis just goes like in, but a coochie just takes everything in, you know what I mean? And it's a lot easier to get infections that way. So getting BV and having a little bit of an off time with your coochie is normal, but you do need to take the precautions to go and check it out. But I was so concerned with my smell down there. And just cause I could like, you know, there's an aroma, there's literally an aroma down there. And I did a lot of research, and it's normal to have a certain, you know, a certain flavor, right? A certain scent. And, you know, animals actually, I think we do too. There's pheromones there that attract the males. And this is like a TMI, but my fiance loves her, like literally loves her. Even after a full day of like going out, doing things, blah, 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 he prefers her that way. Isn't that for me, that was so weird, because I had always been like so self-conscious. Like I always wanted to make sure like I had just showered and there was nothing, like not one scent, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? No. Sweetie, like with that's what I'm saying. Like women literally don't know how powerful they are. Like even your fucking coochie smell can make men drop to their knees. Like, I'm not trying to be weird, but like that's some fucking powerful shit right there. That's some like goddess level shit right there. And we sit there and we're like so insecure about it. We don't know enough. We don't know. You know what I mean? Like we don't know. So I feel like a part of embracing that powerful, dark, feminine energy is getting to know the most intimate parts of yourself. Like even when I was younger, I was really insecure about my coochie, because I felt like she looked different than other girls' coochies. This is also TMI, but I genuinely felt like I was like, oh, like my lips are a little they're a little bit bigger than my friend's lips. Like, what's going on here? You know, like, is this normal? Is this supposed to happen? And I was insecure about it for such a long time. And now I realize that there's nothing wrong with her. You know, like, there's nothing wrong with her. There's not a damn thing wrong with your coochie, honey. I'm just here to tell you that. If I could be the only one, I know I'm not though. I could be the only one that thinks that, even though I know I'm not. Like, I just repeated that sentence twice. But I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with your coochie, honey. There's nothing wrong with her. She's perfect the way that she is. And you need to respect her and love her. And I say, stare at her in the mirror. Stare at her in the mirror. Like, if you're not looking at her and checking her out and being like, oh, sexy bitch. What? I mean, how are you going to let someone else? We need to shape up. We need to shape up because there's a lot of things that we're not doing. But that sexy dark energy comes when you find it in yourself, you know, and it's the holding your head high, and it's the not needing validation from anybody else, and it's the I have plans with myself tonight, you know. It's the I'm gonna work out not so that I have a fat ass for you, but so I have a fat ass for me, not so that you can grab my butt, but so I can grab my butt, you know. It's I'm gonna take myself out on a date because I want to go and sit in the presence of my own fucking energy. Do you get what I'm saying? It's giving yourself everything that a man would give you so that you don't fucking need them. And I'm not a believer that all men are bad, obviously. Like, I really care about Ben, and we've been doing really good, by the way, for an update for you guys after everything that happened to me, or us. We've been doing really well. There's not one, it's weird because relationships are 100% hard. Not 100%. I mean, like, all relationships struggle at times because you have two imperfect people, you know, getting together. It's not just like, oh, I'm perfect. And then we get together and like, oh, la, 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 happily ever after. You are an imperfect person. And then whoever you end up with, no matter who they are also an imperfect person. And that's okay. But you have to realize that you have to love that person with their imperfections. And, you know, that's just what it is. And obviously, you shouldn't go through a situation like I did. Ever. And you shouldn't be with someone that, you know, your safety is in jeopardy or anything like that. And you shouldn't be talked down to and things like that. But I think that any relationship goes through work, you know, and I think the biggest thing that to think about and to note there is change. You have to actually see change. I think a lot of the times we get stuck in situations and then there's absolutely no change that happens. And then you keep sitting there being like, oh, one day, where you repeat yourself over and over and over and over. I remember sitting there with people being like, do this, never did it. Do this, never did it. Do this, never did it. Oh, I'd appreciate it if you did this, never did it. Like, never, not one time. And I was always the one that ended up being crazy or like acting crazy. And it made me feel crazy. I had dated someone for such a long time that told me that I was worthless, that I wasn't pretty, that all these other girls are prettier than me. He wouldn't like post me. He wouldn't ever follow me on Instagram because he didn't want people to know. Like, I mean, every night I still saw him, but he completely degraded me and he made me feel so bad. And the only way he could have done that is with me allowing him to do that. And I did. And you probably did too. And I'm happy that I went through such shit experiences because, like I said, like people, sorry, I'm putting on lipstick because I'm a bad bitch. I'm like getting into my sexy energy. Like, yes, queen. That Urban Decay. But, you know, I'm happy I went through all those shit relationships and those shit moments because now I know what I don't fucking want. Now I know what I don't want. And that's what men don't want you to know. Or people, you know, no matter who you're dating, that's what people don't want you to know is how the fuck you should be treated. How the fuck you should be treated. And so many of us walk this earth not ever checking in with ourselves, not ever trying to love ourselves, not ever trying to compliment ourselves. And we just look for that validation in every other person except ourselves. And that is us not being there. That is us every day not showing up for that little girl inside of us, that little boy inside of us. It's not us showing up. Why do we do that? Why do we, well, you know, it doesn't matter why. A toxic boyfriend, toxic parents, just toxic life, insecurities, whatever the case may be, we're choosing to not. We're all in the same fucking boat. You know, these past couple of days, actually, I always feel so ugly when I'm on my period. Like, it's not just like, like ugly. It's like, you are the most disgusting person I've ever seen. And that is like just a thought process that goes in my head. And Ben is so sweet. He's like, do you know that that is literally could not even be possible? And I'm like, doesn't matter what you say. I have a thought in my brain, and that's just an insecurity. You know, it just is what it is. And it comes, especially when I'm on my period. I think it's all the hormones. But I have to sit, when I feel that way, I have to sit and I have to look at myself. You know, I've had this like pimple, like right in between my eyebrows. I don't even think it's a pimple. I think it's like a broken vessel. I have no idea, but it's just a red dot that's been there for like a month. And it bothers me so much. And just like other little imperfections on my face, or like the way my nose looks, or something fucking stupid, because you're a bad bitch no matter what. You know, you are the only one that sees your insecurities. And I swear other people see beauty, and you just sit there and you just pick at yourself until you feel insecure. And then you carry yourself insecure because you are bashing yourself and not allowing yourself to see all the things that are beautiful about you. But when that happens, because again, we're all in this together, no one just looks at themselves 24/7 and feels like a bad bitch. Bella Hadid, any fucking supermodel that you know of, has issues. Oh, by the way, talking about Bella Hadid, I'm so excited because she did, I saw an article months ago that she quit drinking, and she did an interview and she said that she quit drinking because she didn't like the way it made her act. She would do stupid things and it just wasn't worth it. I'm assuming that there's a bigger story of something that happened that like embarrassed her a lot, that she ended up having to just be like, fuck that. Probably she's too famous to be acting like that, and she knows someone's gonna catch her on a bad moment. But same sis, same. I have literally thought so many times this week about embarrassing things that I did when I was drinking, because I'm 2 months sober, and it genuinely I cringe. There was this one time, story time. This is like really bad. I don't even know if I want to tell it as a story time, but I thought this girl stole my glasses, and I was super hammered. Like I was so drunk, and I was with someone that got into my head, and regardless, it was still my choice and my actions. But I was with this girl that was stirring the pot. She was always such a shit talking bitch. I don't know why. We are not friends anymore. I wish her well and whatever, but that energy just doesn't help you. It doesn't help you grow. And this was in the time where, this was right before I got to my lowest and had my first attempt. And I was partying a lot, right? Because I was partying a lot because I was like, okay, I feel really depressed, so why not just go and get fucked up and forget it all anyways? And so I was partying so much, and I was with her, and I was just going through a lot. You know what I mean? Like you hate yourself, you feel like shit, and then you want to just be mad at everybody. And I have that little demon. I feel like that monster inside of me that just like wants to go cuckoo crazy. So she told me that this girl had stole my sunglasses, and they were like my good ones. They were like Tom Ford, you know? So we're not talking like just any glasses. Like these were a couple $100. Like I wanted my fucking glasses. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, I'm going to go to her house, and if I don't find them, I'm going to beat her ass. Not a proud moment, right? And then later the night passes. I don't even remember that. I'm drunk. I don't remember that. I'm having a good time. And we're driving home. The friend that was there was more of a sober one. She only would have like one or two drinks. And we're driving home, and she's like, oh, remember that girl? We need to drive to her house right now. It's like 4 a.m. I'm so drunk. She's like, I'm driving you there right now. Obviously trying to like stir that pot, get me angry, get me riled up. Anyway, so I go to this girl's house, and she's like, oh, they're in the car. She's like, I found them. They're in the car. Tom Ford sunglasses. They're in the car. So I get to her car, and I see these like weird Tom Ford glasses, but they're not at all mine. They're like the bummy ones. I don't know. And I don't mean to say that I was like a superficial bitch. Like whatever. But you know, they were like not my fucking sunglasses. They were like old, and I was like, what the fuck? And I just bought those Tom Ford glasses. Super stupid. I'm not trying to reason with my stupidity in this moment. So I'm just going to give you the flat out story. So, she gets out of bed at 4 a.m. because I'm like, where the fuck are my glasses? Where the fuck are my glasses? I got so heated. I got so mad. I got so fucking livid because I'm drunk, and that's all I can do when I'm mad, when I'm drunk. And then anyways, ended up leaving. I did end up cursing her out and like going crazy on her. And then 3 weeks later, I look in the bag that I brought to her house that day, and there were my glasses. There were my glasses. Like, how embarrassing is that? How stupid and embarrassing is that? Like, oh my goodness. And I know I'm hoping now, not hoping, but I know we all have moments like this. And it's just embarrassing. Like, I'm so happy I'm sober now because I just don't ever want to let like alcohol determine who I am for the night. I don't trust in alcohol to get me home safely and leave me without absolute regret. Okay, like I know to each their own, but like, so anyways, Bella Hadid made like there was an article where she was like, yeah, like I just do things that I'm not proud of when I'm drunk and I don't want to do that anymore. So she partnered up with someone, I don't know her name, obviously, because I never know names. I know quotes, but I do not know names. And they created this brand of non-alcoholic, like mocktails. And they have like certain, like, what's the word? Like, not grounds, certain herbs that like reduce anxiety, that like help you sleep, that give you like a euphoric feeling and help you like be social. So I'm so excited to try them. They're a bit pricey for like a 6-pack. It's like $50 or something, but obviously me and Ben are sober people, so we are so excited to try them, and I'll totally keep you guys updated. But I love that. And then my Stella, I think. Not Stella. It's not Stella. Oh, Beck's non-alcoholic beer is like my favorite. Someone came at me the other day on TikTok and was like, when I was like, oh, I'm drinking my non-alcoholic Beck's, and they were like, why? Why do you even drink that? Why do you even have that in the house with Ben? And then someone was like, oh, Ben's an alcoholic, so she's drinking non-alcoholic. It's non-alcoholic. And then she's like, still, like, why would you even drink that? Why are you even doing that? So weird that you even like the thought process of like wondering why I do something completely not to do with you. It's just so strange. I wasn't upset with people bringing up like, oh, Ben is an alcoholic, Ben is a recovering addict type of thing. But I was just like, hey, like I'm sober completely for my own reasons than Ben. Ben didn't require me to be sober in order to be with him. Like I chose that for my own benefit, whether Ben is in my life or not. Like I would want to be sober. But I'm super excited to try that. I don't know really where I was going with that. Embarrassing moments, being drunk, being sober, whatever, being a bad bitch. Ow. But yeah, I think that's the end of today's episode. I challenge you to get to know yourself and give yourself the love that you deserve. I don't want you guys asking stupid fucking questions anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of, because some of the questions and like things you guys ask for advice for is silly. It is. And I'm not fucking judging because I have done the dumbest things. If you guys saw that YouTube video of me talking about relationships or whatever, I don't know if it was a Q&A or no, it was the how to stop getting played video. I showed text messages of me when I was younger, and I was like, when are we gonna date? And he was like, soon, baby. And I was like, oh, I just hate waiting. I'm so excited to be your girlfriend. And then he said to me, I have to take your virginity before I ask you to be my girlfriend. Thank God I wasn't that dumb that I let that happen, because he literally, oh, I was still dumb though. I still talked to him like on and off for like 6 years. So I'm not patting myself on the back, I'm happy that that's not all something that is a thing. By the way, I've had to block like 5 of his like fake numbers, Google account numbers, because he keeps texting me even though he's blocked. But we need to just stop. Like I obviously send in as whatever you want. I hope that doesn't like make you feel like I'm judging you, but it's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why are we disrespecting our beautiful energy by allowing these dirty, grimy, stupid, disgusting, tiny little boys and stupid, immature little girls to get under our skin and get into our head and they choose our worth, and then we just accept that? Fuck that. Absolutely not. That stops now. Like I said, we're making the decision right now to get up and be a bad bitch. Get to know yourself, look at your coochie, understand that your body is completely perfect exactly the way it is. Rub up on yourself, love up on yourself, just stare at yourself in the mirror naked, And I think, was it Meghan Trainor that said that she started doing that, and at first she cried, and then as days went by, she started getting like happy and content with her reflection in the mirror. I think it was her, but again, don't know names, so don't quote me on that. probably completely different person. But I love that, because I do think that you have to get to know yourself before you can let anyone else get to know you. And I think that you are so beautiful, honey. You're beautiful. You are beautiful, and you deserve to know that, and you deserve to treat yourself as such. But thank you for being here for another episode. I love you, honey, so freaking much. I'm also dropping a habit helper, which brings me to this week's challenge, even though I didn't really speak on it at all because I went on a rant about something completely different. But last week we talked about, starting those, getting into that official like routine, starting off by working out, picking what you wanted to do and sticking with it, showing up for yourself, all that stuff. It takes one baby step to cross the mountain, and takes 21 days to start a habit, and then 90 days to change your life completely. So last week I challenged you guys to do that workout routine that I made for you guys. I do want to make another one, but I have not yet. I did make a habit helper though, so that's going to be on my website, www.maliahope.love, and I thought it was really cute. It's nothing big and it's all for free, but you can download it in a PDF version or like print it out or whatever. But it has 30 days worth of it has like a couple, I don't even know how many I did, like maybe 20 little habits that you can do in a week, Monday through Friday, and then you check them off each day, which ones that you decide to do. And I'm hoping that you guys decide to do at least five of them a day. And then the next slide is 30 days, and every day has a heart. So when you complete those 3 or 5 little habits you do, you can draw the heart and fill it in for yourself if you want to like print that out. But definitely go check that out. I really want to create more things for you guys that you guys can just have, especially like things in the morning. I do the moon omens, I think it's called, and they give you like little quotes in the morning that like sometimes they completely change my day. And that couple of moments in the morning impact your day so heavily. So like that's why I try now to not be on social media first thing in the morning, not check my emails first thing in the morning, not respond to text messages first thing in the morning. I try to ground myself. Ben goes outside, he grounds himself, he gets on his knees and he prays. I try to pray, I try to bring in, peace to my life, open up my heart, accept myself, bring love into me so that I can put love out. And that really impacts your day. So, I have like 10 minutes of meditation, 30 minutes of exercise, moving your body. That can be yoga, it can be a walk, it can be whatever you choose. I have like read 5 pages of something, tidy up your room. There's so many more on there that I'm just having a brain fart. But definitely check out the habit helper, or I think I might have called it the happy helper. Either one is just fantastic. But I love you. I hope you love yourself too. Make sure to follow the podcast Instagram and comment below like what you liked about this episode. Comment any questions that you have, comment any ideas that you have. And again, my DM on the Instagram, probably late to something, is always open. If you guys have story times you want to share, or like embarrassing little moments, anything you want, this is a place where you can speak to, and this is your safe place. I love you. You guys are my best friends. Okay, I love you, babies. Mwah. Bye. I'm just busting out these episodes. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of myself. I'm just the baddest bitch. Episode 14. That's crazy, guys. Episode 14. Like, I kind of want to cry. That is so exciting. I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so proud and happy that I found this learning. Okay, I'm gonna go eat pizza. Love you.
Yeah. Okay.